hoping to remain dominant as they hosted Miami. Trace, let's ask Athens reporter Luke Schmidt how that one shook out.
Guys, remain dominant is right. The Bulldogs completed the season sweep in their conference. They went undefeated, winning 12 games. Defense has played an integral role in the Bulldogs' success, but their region is loaded with strong defensive units. Second-seeded Sheridan allows an eye-popping 28.7 points per game. Unioto, Marietta, and Miami Trace each gave up fewer than 40 a contest, a feat only Athens from the TVC Ohio can match. Needless to say, the competition is getting harder for the Bulldogs, a team that has struggled in recent postseason runs once they get past that first round. Looking at their last two tournament appearances following the TVC Ohio title, they fell to Circleville 50-35 and 24 in a hard-fought battle. That group returned with more experience last year, reaching the district quarterfinals, but on Unioto's home floor, they lost 75-53 in Asa Holcomb's final game as a Bulldog. Jumping to this year, this is a more experienced Bulldog team, so let's see if they can get the job done. Bulldogs sharing the ball early in the first possession of the game, pass to Bristol Sump on the arc. That's green. Bulldogs jumped out to an early lead. Miami Trace's defense getting to work. Zoe Groom snatching the rebound behind Kupel. She handed it off to Gracie Lovett, who goes down the court and crossed over Ella Chapman, Color Paige Beckers. Athens led 23-18 at half, getting the job done on both ends. Team effort blocked by Quinn Banks and Lex Hupel falls in the hands of Olivia Smart. Smart in the pocket, slowing the ball down the court to Bristol, who stops and catches two Panthers jumping past the baseline. Bulldogs lead by 20 after 3. The Athens defense held strong for one final quarter, defeating the Panthers 45-28 in a stellar defensive performance in the first round of the playoffs.
So now with this Bulldog win, Athens wins their 20th game of the season in pretty impressive fashion.
Josh, the Bulldogs do what they do best. They shut down Miami Trace, and they made it look easy out there. This game was a big pivot from the recent Bulldog victories where they put up big numbers against TVC rivals. Athens played with a high-intensity defensive motor that forced Panther turnovers and even held them scoreless for all the third quarter.
Yeah, and not to mention not even giving up a field goal in the second. How did the Bulldogs adjust to this competition?
Well, Athens post player Lex Cooper received 2 fouls early in the first quarter. Coach Skinner had the team play zone defense instead of the man defense they played all season. Bit of a change, but this gave Cooper a cushion and kept Athens out of foul trouble that night. So with their 17-point victory over Miami Trace, Athens advances to the district quarterfinals. Because Athens is in Division III, they play stronger opponents than most of their TVC counterparts. They're going to travel to Thornville to take on Sheridan this Thursday. Lady Generals are a formidable foe out of the MBL. They were second in their conference behind West Muskingum, a stat worth keeping an eye on as the Bulldogs defeated the Tornadoes 37-33 earlier in their season. This Sheridan team is the real deal. They defeated 7th-seeded Chillicothe 69-14 on Monday. Bulldogs, Generals. It doesn't get much better than this. Let's see if Athens can reach the district finals for the first time since 2014.
Yeah, Luke, I can't wait for that matchup. Thanks for the great work.
So let's go ahead and break down some of Waterford's game last week against NY.
Yeah, Josh, you'll see Weston Fairchild immediately burst of speed off the line. He's going to break through the linebackers, find a hole through the safety, and Hayden Jones is going to drop it right into the bucket for a touchdown. Looking at another passing play here. On the sideline here, you see how the corner isn't exactly pressed. Hayden Jones is going to recognize that the corner has his hips towards the end zone and slip that right into the sideline to his receiver.
The Athens Lady Bulldogs return to the court this season, aiming for their third straight TVC Ohio crown. They bring back almost their entire roster from a year ago, with all-district guard Asa Holcomb being the team's only departure. Holcomb was the last season's lone senior, and she cemented her name in Athens history by joining the team's 1,000-point scoring club. But as one chapter closes, another begins on the sidelines. Jeff Skinner steps in as the Lady Bulldogs' new head coach following the retirement of longtime leader Phil Koska. And while this is Skinner's first season with the girls program, he adds more than 38 years of coaching experience, including a previous run guiding the Bulldogs boys team. As the program continues to move forward, Skinner believes the foundation Holcomb and Koska helped build will continue through this year's seniors.
We've had to redefine our roles a little bit, and our girls that are here are experienced, and they're willing to step in and take responsibility, and we got a group of dogs here. They are hardworking, hard fighting, very coachable, very easy to get along with.
Of those senior leaders, Ella Chapman, Quinn Banks, and Olivia Smart all returned to the starting lineup. All three players have started for their team since their sophomore season, and their experience only continues to grow.
I mean, it sucks to lose a good leader and friend, but I think the rest of us have been playing together for a long time. We're all super close, and it's like nothing new to us. It's not any new bond, so I feel like we're just kind of trying to step in and fill that role now this year.
Joining the seniors in this team's starting lineup will be juniors Lex Kopel and Bristol Stump. Kopel has been the team's defensive anchor down low, while Stump played consistently as the team's first option off the bench last season. Even with the offensive firepower returning, the Lady Bulldogs know their success still starts on defense.
Our defense has been very, very good. Circleville and Hillsboro are both very, very good. So, you know, those two losses don't bother me. They don't bother me at all. I mean, you'll want to win them all, but you want to see growth as well. And defensively right now, we are really, really good.
The Lady Bulldogs will look to rely on their strong defense as they chase the three-peat this season. For Hardwood Heroes, this is Luke Schmidt reminding you to be heroic.
Pats are rolling high at 5-2. Might talk about that one a little bit later.
Might have a couple things to say about that. We'll see.
We're going to transition into Read and React, where I pick a news headline across sports. And, you know, we're going to start with a headline, Giants-Broncos. I'm a huge Broncos fan. This game gave me several heart attacks. But, you know, this was just a great game. And, you know, I don't know if anyone else at the table wants to comment on this, but you know, it was so fun to watch. You know, they were playing terribly in the first half. You know, I was ready to shout the praises of Sean Payton to the streets, or at least him giving up play calling. But Bo Nix led that comeback so well. And I'm such a big Bo Nix believer. I mean, obviously I'm a fan, but I want him to succeed so well. And, you know, when Dart scored that last diving touchdown, I was like, I hope that's a touchdown. So Bo Nix has 30 seconds because I believe in him to win this game.
Friday night, Cowdrell made the trip down I-77 to take on a familiar foe in the Fort Fry Cadets. The two schools met earlier in this season when Fort Fry handed them a 31-7 loss. This time the stakes are even higher in the playoffs, as the Cadets were the 2 seed in Region 23. Gavin Roush scored first in this game off a short rushing touchdown up the middle. Roush had 15 carries for 90 yards rushing on the night, and this isn't the last time you'll see his name here. Fort Fry's defense was all over the field tonight, and Adric Wynn nearly gets the interception on this play. This team's strength was in his defensive line, and you'll see right here when they jammed the rusher on the line of scrimmage, which was a move they did all night long. Gavin Roush scored again for Fort Fry, this time off a long pass from quarterback Grady Hessen. Roush said none of his performance could have been done tonight without his team's offensive line, a unit that has been strong all season. Roush was an impact player on all sides of the ball, showcasing his speed on special teams returning while simultaneously playing exceptional kick return coverage. Now taking a look deeper into these offenses, you'll see two trends emerge. Fort Fry ran ghost motions on most of its plays from scrimmage tonight, a strategy that tricked the defense into missing the ball carrier completely. After the game, Fort Fry's head coach Eric Huck commented on how running backs like Beardsley and Roush fit in that system.
We like to run that motion and have some misdirection and try to confuse the defense a little bit, and those 3 guys in particular are a big part of it.
Caldwell was different as they ran halfback blast with Gavin Leake very often to create looks for their speedy back. And look who it is again, manning the hour, Gavin Roush scoring on the ground for Fort Fry to put them into the driver's seat 20-7 early in the third. Caldwell didn't take long to answer back, and on the following kickoff, Gavin Leake scored on a house call. Leake also had 115 yards rushing for Caldwell on the night and scored the team's only 2 touchdowns. Caldwell had a string of explosive chunk plays on their final drive, like this deep ball to Parker Neff, but on 4th down, Fort Fry's defensive line swarmed the running back and sealed the win for the Cadets. Fort Fry survived at home 28-14 and will host West Jeff next week at their place, a playoff rematch in a game that the team lost in the 2023 playoffs.